Hi, my name is Alekos. Welcome to my channel. Friday the 13th the game has been a big part of my gaming career these past 6 years. I actually found this game through my cousin Nick. I was so scared watching him play. I went back home and downloaded the game for the first time. I would have been only around 13 years old at the time. I'm now 18 years old. At that time, I've seen pictures and videos of who Jason Voorhees was, but I knew nothing about the series or who he was. Since then, I've seen every movie. I've had hours and hours of screen time on this game. Grinded to level 150 on multiple accounts, which is the max level, and it's not easy, I'll tell you that. It's definitely one of my favorite games of all time, even though some people really bash on it. It does have its issues, but the community really pulled this whole game together. However, the game fell into a heavy lawsuit, and since then the servers have been shut down and updates have stopped coming out. We lost out on skin packs, maps, Jasons, kills, and more. For years it bothered me that I could never experience these things that they built for us. Until recently, I found out about Friday the 13th Camp Blood. This is a modded version of the game. It's quite literally identical to the base game, except it has all the unreleased content and more. I envied anyone who had Savini Jason. It was one of the things I wanted the most in gaming, and I can happily say I can use him whenever I want now through Camp Blood. Friday the 13th has been good to me. I thought I'd give back by showing my appreciation for it. Let's start with the basics. Jason Voorhees. So now that we have loaded into the game, we're going to go down to customize, and then we're going to go with Jason. For the first Friday the 13th movie, Jason Voorhees wasn't the murderer. It was actually Pamela Voorhees, his mother. So that's why there's no part 1 Jason. However, he was the main antagonist in part 2. Funny enough, he didn't have his hockey mask yet, so he used a potato sack. Now the weapon of choice for part 2 Jason is the pickaxe. His strengths are that he can run, he comes equipped with more traps, and he has increased morph regeneration speed. This means he regains the ability to travel across the map quicker than other Jasons. Weaknesses: shift. This means that the regeneration time for him to be able to move across the map quickly is slower than other Jasons. Defense and water speed. For the non-weapon section, any Jason can use these kills. We'll go over those later on. For the weapon section, these kills are specific to the weapon you're using. So these 3 kills at the bottom are actually pickaxe exclusive kills. We've got can opener, Jason twists a counselor's head around with his pickaxe, throat hack, a pickaxe strike to the back of the counselor's neck, and headbutt. A headbutt followed by a hard shot right to the face. Thanks to developer, I'm actually level 150. I happen to be in lobby with the developer, and take a look.
Yo, Alekos.
Yo.
Brody, do you want max level?
I do.
Alright, give me a second.
Oh, you a hacker?
No, I'm a developer.
No way. No way this guy gets me the max level right now. No way I'm a developer.
Oh, that's a light.
Oh my god, he actually gave me max
It was
level,
like a
bro.
new game.
You actually got me 150,
It's
bro?
like nightmare. No, I didn't. I didn't give you 150. I lied.
Bro, what? Now, you unlock all the blood styles the more you level up. Because on the max level, we can add some blood. We can add some more blood. Even better, we can take him back to the 80s and make him retro and bloody. Part 3 Jason. In Friday the 13th Part 3, Jason finally picks up the hockey mask. This is what a classic Jason Voorhees looks like. This is also probably the most recognizable Jason Voorhees. Part 3's weapon of choice is the axe. His strengths are that he can run, he has weapon strength, which means it deals more damage, and grip strength, meaning it's harder for counselors to break free when Jason has a grip on them. When it comes to the weaknesses, he has stun resistance, sense. This means basically his ability to see in thermal is lessened and doesn't last as long, and stalk, meaning the duration of him being able to sneak up on people isn't very long. When it comes to the weapon kills, we have the crotch chop, chopping wood in the worst way. Very funny. Head chop, just a little off the top please. Stunner, stun them with a knock on the skull then hack them down. Chelsea smile. Jason buries his axe inside counselor's mouth and rips off their jaw. Cock tease. Jason brutally massacres the counselor with heavy blows from his axe. This is actually my favorite kill in the entire game. Huck and chuck. Jason chops the counselor's eyes and throws them behind his hack. When it comes to the unreleased kills, Chelsea smile, cock tease, and huck and chuck are 3 of them. Of course, we also have his bloody styles, his retro styles. Friday the 13th Part 2, 3, and 4 are actually my favorite movies. Part 4 Jason is my favorite look. I love the cut in his head with the mask and how bugged out his eyes look. It's horrifying. Part 4's weapon of choice is a pig splitter. Part 4 can run, has weapon strength, and destruction, meaning he can break down doors and walls quicker than other Jasons. His weaknesses are water speed, shift, and traps. When it comes to the pig splitter kills, we have Chop Suey. Jason splits the counselor in two. The Jarvis. Jason slams a pig splitter into the counselor's head and lets gravity finish the job. And Up and Under. Jason hacks the counselor from both ends. Here are all the styles for Part 4 Jason. When it comes to this style, I'm pretty sure this is just part of the mod, where the hockey mask is slightly darker, making it look more like the Part 3 Jason. In Friday the 13th Part 4, Jason Voorhees does die. Dream Jason. Now, Friday the 13th Part 5 didn't feature Jason Voorhees as the main antagonist, but we'll get into that next. Anyways, Jason Voorhees still appeared in Friday the 13th Part 5. However, it was a dream sequence which wasn't real. What we're looking at here is a deceased, decaying version of Part 4 Jason. He still has the same cut and everything in his helmet. The only difference is that he has worms coming out of his eyes, because within the dream, Jason is coming out of the grave. Tommy Jarvis, the kid who killed Jason Voorhees, has a dream of Jason coming back from the grave looking like this, giving us Dream Jason. His weapon is a shovel, which makes sense because he came out of the grave. The shovel weapon is a mod. Strengths are that he can morph, he has radius. Whenever Jason is near you, music will start playing. Because radius is a strength of his, the area in which his music will play will be less. And stock, his weaknesses are grip strength, he can't run, and less hit points. For the shovel kills, we have Catch. Jason hits the counselor with the back of his shovel and throws it at their face. Skewer. Jason skewers the counselor's head with his shovel. Head Toss. Jason stabs the counselor in their neck, then forces the head to rip off with his shovel. Knockdown. Get them on the ground, then pin them. Let's take a look at some of his skins. This one's my favorite as the blood seeps from his cut. Roy Burns was a paramedic who appeared in the 5th installment of the series Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. He was also the main antagonist of the film. He's a rip-off Jason pretending to be Jason because in Part 4, Jason dies. Part 5, Roy's weapon of choice is shears. His strengths are that he spawns with more throwing knives, stock, and he can run. His weaknesses are his defense, grip strength, and stun resistance. For the shears, we have Hedge Trimmer. Jason takes a little off the sides and the top. Last Breath, one through the chin and one through the temple. You're So Vain by Carly Simon. Jason splits open the counselor's arms. These next 3 kills are unreleased. Bullseye. Jason slashes the counselor with a part of his shears and decapitates them when putting the shears back together. Ouch. Not going anywhere. Jason stabs the counselor's foot and then brutally stabs the counselor from all sides and finishes the job with a decapitation. That does finish the job. The eyes have it. Jason kicks the counselor on the ground and stabs him in the eyes with his shears. Now, we have a lot of styles for Part 5 Jason, which I really like. This is also in the Friday the 13th base game. Here's where things get interesting. This is a mod, but this is what Roy actually looks like and wears in Friday the 13th Part 5. This is also a mod, but I really like it. And just to be clear on a retro Jason, Part 3 Jason is the only retro Jason in the base game. Cam Blood just gave the rest of the Jasons a retro version as well. Part 6 Jason. This is when Jason becomes a zombie rather than a psycho-human. His weapon of choice is the spear. His strengths are throwing knives, sense, and shift. His weaknesses are defense, he can't run, and he can't morph. For the spear, we have knockdown. Get them on the ground, then pin them. Spear Impale. Jason impales a counselor with his spear. Shish Kebab. Jason forces the counselor's head onto the tip of his spear. These next 3 are unreleased kills. Braveheart. Jason impales the counselor on his spear and lets gravity finish the job. Javelin. Jason pokes a counselor into their stomach, then throws a spear into their mouth. Vlad. Jason forces a spear down the counselor's throat. I'm not sure what this is. It may be a more accurate representation of what Part 6 Jason looks like in Friday the 13th Part 6. The only main difference is that his mask is much paler. Part 7. Now we're really looking like a zombie. This is one of the fan favorite Jasons. However, he is very, very, very bad in Friday the 13th the game, if not the worst Jason. But thanks to Camp Blood, it looks like they changed his strengths and weaknesses to make him stronger. His weapon of choice is the machete. His strengths are rage. Rage gives him the ability to basically be more OP than he already is. Basically being able to walk through doors and not be stunned at all. This will just kick in faster than other Jasons will. Water speed and weapon strength. His weaknesses are that he can't run, traps, and stun resistance. For his machete kills, we have Eviscerate. Gutting counselors is a lot like gutting fish. Dismember. Jason hacks off the counselor's arms, then splits their head open. And Machete Stab. Simple but effective, a classic. There are also 3 more machete kills for this machete, but they are missing from Part 7 Jason, but I'm pretty sure that's because they were added to another Jason. Part 8 Jason. Friday the 13th Part 8 takes place in Manhattan, New York. This is when Jason actually leaves Camp Crystal Lake and takes a cruise out to the Big Apple. His weapon of choice is the fire axe. His strengths are water speed, destruction, and stalk. Weaknesses are sense, he can't run, and grip strength. For the fire axe kills, we have double tap. Keep swinging the axe until they stop moving. This is one of my favorites. Chin strike. Jason swings his axe up and pulls back hard. Fire axe throw. Jason throws his axe at the counter with deadly precision. This is also one of my favorites. These next 3 are unreleased kills. Peekaboo. Jason pokes out the counter's eyes and chops them with his axe. Sword swallow. Jason forces his axe down the counter's throat and snaps her neck. And 3 strikes. Jason delivers 2 heavy blows into the counselor's neck and then finishes it with a decapitation. This Jason is fan-made. Friday the 13th, Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. The movie's pretty wonky, but this Jason looks awesome, super gnarly. The weapon of choice is a battle axe. His strengths are shift, stun resistance, and stalk. Weaknesses consist of can't run, less hit points, and traps. For the battle axe, we have how to peel a coconut. Jason slams his axe down, then forces the counselor's head onto it. Chest stab, head chop. A stab to the chest, followed by a swipe to the head. Decapitate. Jason removes the counselor's arms and head with 3 clean swipes. These next 3 are unreleased. Backbreaker. Jason holds the counselor high in the air and drops him on his axe, then stomps her back, cracking it in the process. Yikes. Croquet. Jason plays croquet with the counselors by decapitating them with his axe on the ground. Judo toss. Jason chops the counselors and throws them with a huge impact. Jason X. Although this movie was really weird and didn't feel like a Friday the 13th movie at all, I can't tell you how good it is to have Jason X in this game. Basically in Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell, and this is where Freddy vs. Jason takes place, but then he's back in Part X, like in the future, and he goes to space, and then he dies in space, and his body is reconstructed. He's like all like spaced out. That's why he's like alive again, because the space suit is keeping him alive. I don't know. Regardless of that, he has the Machete X weapon, which has some of the coolest kills in the entire game. This was an unreleased Jason with an unreleased map with an unreleased weapon. I was going crazy seeing these unreleased kills years ago, and I can actually do them to players now. It's the craziest thing ever. Strengths are stun resistance, destruction, and grip strength. Weaknesses are he can't run, sense, and stalk. Machete X weapon kills. All 6 of these are unreleased. I need you. Jason lists a counselor and chops off their leg, then headbutts them twice. Give me that. Jason stabs a counselor, then body slams them. I've seen that before. I love this one. Jason throws the counselor down and brutally stabs them. Mouthful. Jason rams his machete down the counselor's throat. Say goodbye, creep. Jason kicks the counselor down and kills him with a single chop to the head. See no evil. Jason buries his machete in the counselor's face, and he looks pretty awesome with his bloody styles. Freddy vs. Jason. I think this may be my new favorite Jason. Something about the purple shirt, the raggedy jacket, and the loose hair in the back is just so gruesome. Especially that lazy eye, oh my god. There's a lot of confusion on what's canon and what's not canon in the Friday the 13th universe. If it were to be canon, this would take place after Friday the 13th Jason Goes to Hell and before Jason X. I'm not even sure if X is canon. His weapon of choice is the Freddy vs. Jason machete. His strengths are more hit points, weapon strength, and destruction. Weaknesses are water speed, he can't run, and traps. If you guys can remember back to earlier, I mentioned that part 7 was missing machete kills. They are shown here for Freddy vs. Jason machete, and they are released. However, the other 3 kills are not. Let's dive into it more. The Pamela, a classic, that is released. Eviscerate. Gutting counselors is a lot like gutting fish. Released. I Need You. Jason lifts the counselor and chops off their leg, then headbutts him twice. Unreleased. Mouthful. Jason rams the machete down the counselor's throat. Unreleased. Candy dispenser. Jason slits the counselor open like a candy dispenser. That's released. And See No Evil. Jason buries his machete in the counselor's face. Unreleased. Let's take a look at his blood styles. And if you haven't noticed yet, not every Jason has every blood style. Some Jasons have more retro bloody styles, some have none, some have some. It's just kind of all over the place. Reboot Jason. Now I can say for certainty this isn't the same Jason we've been seeing. As the name shows, this is the reboot Jason. This Jason came out in 2009. His weapon of choice is the sledgehammer. His strengths are that he can run, he has traps, and rage. Weaknesses are shift, stalk, and less hit points. All 6 of these sledgehammer kills are unreleased. Call Me Smash. Jason knocks the counselor down, then bashes her head in. Behind You. Jason headbutts the counselor, then spins her head around with his sledgehammer. Breaking Point. Jason destroys the counselor with 3 heavy swings. Kickstand. Jason thrusts the sledgehammer into the counselor, lets him fall, and kicks him out. Your Biggest Fan. Jason breaks the counselor's legs, then delivers a killing blow. Skull Bash. Jason bashes the counselor's head in with the hammer. His blood styles are pretty cool too. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the moment I've been waiting for. Savini Jason. Man, look at those flames leave his body. He is so cool. Now, this Jason is not canon. He wasn't in any movies. He was created by Tom Savini. Tom Savini created the gory special makeup effects for the 1st and 4th installments, dubbing this Savini Jason. It's a huge flex to have Savini Jason. This was like a DLC pre-order exclusive, so I didn't get my hands on it. But thanks to Camp Blood, I can play with him as much as I want. His weapon of choice is the trident. His strengths are shift, weapon strength, and destruction. His weaknesses are water speed, can't run, and grip strength. When it comes to his pitchfork kills, we have pitchfork stab, a pitchfork stab through the eyes, pitchfork lift, the easiest way to load and unload counselors. That's funny. Skewer. Jason skewers a counselor's head with his pitchfork. These next 3 are unreleased kills. Head toss. Jason stabs a counselor in their neck, then forces the head to rip off with his pitchfork. High stakes. Jason throws a counselor on his pitchfork and forces them down. Catch. Jason hits a counselor with the back of his pitchfork and throws it at their face. Alright, time for the non-weapon kills. First off, we have Backbreaker. Jason breaks the counselor's back over his knee. Next up, we got Bear Hug. Even Jason needs a hug every now and then, and he's giving them out for free. Body Slam. A head-first body slam right into the ground. Head Rip. Jason bends the counselors backwards and rips at their face. Choke. Grab them by the throat and squeeze until they stop moving. Eye Gouge. Don't look at me. Head Crush. Grab the counselor's head and crush it. Head Punch. Not just a knockout, but a knockoff. Head Squeeze. Jason turns the counselor around and squeezes their head until it pops. Head Stomp. Imagine a boot stamping on a human's face. Heart Punch. A heart punch right through the heart. Jaw Rip. Jason is a big fan of Jaws. Me too. Knee Snap. Jason breaks a leg. Neck Twist. Jason twists the counselor's head, cracking their neck. Two-handed Choke. Choke the counselors out with 2 hands. Free Kick. Jason kicks the counselor down and delivers a crushing kick. Disarm. Jason grabs the counselor's arms and rips them clean off. Rugby Player. Jason uses his hockey mask to bash the counselor's face in. Chicken Wing. Jason throws the counselor down and rips her arms off. Nice. These 3 are unreleased. Good Night. Jason grabs the counselor and spins her head around. Roadhouse. Jason rips out the counselor's throat. And Reverse Head Rip. Jason grabs and rips the counselor's head off from behind. Now if we go to change our weapons, since I'm max level I can do this, there's actually a couple more weapons in here that we can look at. To start with, we got the Wooden Spear. I'm pretty sure the Wooden Spear is a mod. These are the same kills for the basic spear. We have the Scythe. Reaper. Jason stabs the counselor in the crotch with his scythe and throws them high in the air. I believe this is also a mod. We have the 2009 Machete. I'm pretty sure this belongs to our friend over here, Reboot Jason. The kills consist of Part 7 Jason and Jason X. And then we have Air Guitar. I don't know what they could do with this kill. Wow. So first we got the Pamela, a classic where you just literally cut the head off with the guitar. That's hilarious. Croquet. Jason plays croquet with the counselors by decapitating them with his guitar on the ground. Okay. And Behind You. Jason headbutts a counselor, then spins their head around with his guitar. Cool. Yeah, I'm a big music fan, especially guitar, especially electric guitar, so I might have to main this with Jason. That'd be hilarious to be like my calling card. And of course, his freaking bloody styles. That's it, folks. That's every Jason in Friday the 13th Camp Blood.